Wario, and welcome to Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. Today we have a huge 50-gallon box full of King Kong and Godzilla X Kong toys. Let's go ahead and check these out. They are awesome. Wow, we're gonna be unboxing this huge shelf full of King Kong and Godzilla vs. Kong toys. Awesome. Skullcrawler. Kong vs. Skullcrawler!
You can punch it off.
Oh yeah! Who punched his head off? Skullcrawler. Kong vs. Skullcrawler! Lizzie from Rampage the movie. Kong vs. Lizzie! George from Rampage the movie. Kong vs. George! NECA King Kong. Kong vs. Kong! Dino from King Kong. Kong vs. Beauty Dino! Scar King from Godzilla X Kong the movie. Kong vs. Scar King! Kong from King Kong the movie. Kong vs. Kong! Roaring Kong with axe. Kong vs. Giant Kong! Dragon creature from Godzilla X Kong. Vs. Serpent! Ultimate Kong from King Kong the movie. Kong with plane. Cyborg Kong. Cyber Kong vs. Kong! Gator creature from King Kong the movie. Gator creature vs. Kong! Roaring, chest-pounding Kong from King Kong movie. Chest-pounding Kong vs. Punching Kong. Mecha Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. Giant. It's Mecha Godzilla vs. Kong! Giant furry Kong with roar! Roar! Furry Kong vs. Kong! Punching, roaring Kong! From Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Kong with Beast Glove from Godzilla vs. Kong. It's Kong vs. Kong! Cyborg Kong. Cyber Kong vs. Kong! Weird, colorful Kong from NECA. Weird, Rainbow Kong vs. Kong! Roaring Kong from Godzilla X Kong. Where's the toilet at? First Kong! Weird looking King Kong from Godzilla X Kong. Oh, where am I? First Kong! Kong first Ultimate Kong! Look, Daddy, I caught an airplane vs. Kong! Old Kong from the Kong movie. Punching action. Old Man Kong vs. Kong! Mecha Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. Man, you stink vs. Kong! King Kong in chains from the King Kong movie. Kong in chains vs. Kong! Scar King with whip slash. Scar King vs. Kong! Kong with Beast Glove from Godzilla vs. Kong. King Kong vs. Kong! Constipated looking Kong. I need the toilet now! Ugly Kong vs. Kong! Black and white King Kong. Angry Kong vs. Kong! Oh, he punched his head right off! Check that out! He doesn't have a head anymore! Scar King with whip slash. Scar King vs. Kong! Man, are you one ugly? King Kong with bone from Mesco Toys. Bone to pick with you vs. Kong! Oh, he punched his head off too. George from Rampage the movie. Little George vs. Kong! Knockoff! Huge Kong with bad teeth. Ugly Ape Kong vs. Kong! Goofy looking Kong from Godzilla X Kong. Where am I? Kong vs. Kong! Scar King with Whip Slash. Scar King vs. Kong! Giant Scar King with Whip Slash. Giant Scar King vs. Kong! Kong with Beast Glove from Godzilla X Kong. Beast Glove Kong vs. Kong! Chest pounding, roaring Kong. It's chest pounding Kong vs. Kong! Ah! Burn Kong with Beast Glove. Kong vs. Kong! Another constipated Kong! Where's the bathroom now? I need the toilet right now! Vs. Kong! Kong with Battle Axe from Godzilla X Kong. It's Battle Axe Kong vs. Kong! Another Cyborg Kong. Cyber Kong vs. Kong! Custom painted Destroyer Indominus Rex from Godzilla. It's Indominus Rex vs. Kong! Ah! And the coolest Kong is last! This is the Mesco Toys Gigantic King Kong with removable head! So he has 3 different heads on him you could change out. Kong back from the dead vs. Kong! Let's see if we could punch his head off. This one has the removable head. So if we could punch it off. Oh yeah! We punched his head off! Okay, then we have this vintage Kong, the 8th wonder of the world, Skull Island playset. So it's got a shaking log bridge. It's got a swinging Kong. You got some natives over here on like a bone bridge. I did a full review with this. I did a stop motion battle also if you want to check out some of the earlier videos. It's a swinging tree carries Kong. You got a swinging crane carries Kong. Shaking log bridge. Ladder lowers victims to their doom. And then you've got the Roaring Kong, Roaring Bull, V-Rex, Kong vs. V-Rex battling game. Cool. This is one awesome set. And our last one is this Mega Kong. This is Kong Skull Island. This is the 18-inch posable Mega figure with an action figure. I do have several videos with this series. These were the ones that were made. They were the MonsterVerse ones made by Lantern Toys, which is an awesome toy maker. And as we check out Dennis Nedred about to be eaten by the Gigantosaurus breaking out of Jurassic Park there. Let me know which one of those King Kong figures was your favorite. Awesome. Remember, you've seen this awesome video on Amazing Dinosaurs on YouTube. Check out my over 1,000 videos.
Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today, we are checking out a bunch of Jurassic World, King Kong, and Godzilla figures. And I actually have some brand new Jurassic World toys to open. So let's go ahead and start with this one. All right, we've got a classic Jurassic Park Jeep right here. This is so cool. Does the top come off? The top does come off. That is so cool. You can see the steering wheel inside. So we've got this awesome Jeep. And then we've got these figures over here. First off, we've got this Dennis Nedry figure from the first Jurassic Park movie and the Dilophosaurus that killed him in it. So we can actually recreate that whole scene from the movie with these figures. That is super cool. And I've got this other brand new Jurassic World set, the Isla Nublar Escape set. Let's open this up. All right, let's check out these figures. First off, we've got John Hammond. Next up, we've got Dr. Ellie Sattler. And then it comes with 2 raptors and the banner that you see inside the museum in the first movie. And look at that. John Hammond even has his special cane with the mosquito on the inside.
Look out!
And here is a close-up of Dr. Ellie Sattler and the 2 raptors. You could have an awesome chase scene with these raptors. All right, now let's check out our biggest Jurassic World and King Kong and Godzilla figures. First, let's check out this giant T-Rex with battle damage. Look at all that damage on his face, on his neck, on his legs, and even on his tail too. Next up, one of my favorite dinosaurs, the Indominus Rex with battle damage. And look at that, his mouth even has space to fit in a few small dinosaurs in there too. That is super cool. Back here, we've got a giant King Kong figure with his battle axe as well. And look at those glowing red eyes right there. You don't want to meet him in the jungle. And back here, one of our largest Godzilla figures in my collection. Look at this. You can move his arms and his legs. The tail swivels too. And look at the size of those spikes on its back too. That has to be like 3 or 4 inches right there. Over here in the corner, got one of the biggest land dinosaurs, the Spinosaurus. Did you know that the Spinosaurus actually spent time in the water as well? It hunted for fish, so it knew how to swim. Alright, here we've got a giant T-Rex with camouflage coloring. This is so cool. This is one of my favorites because this T-Rex would really blend into the jungle really well. All right, let's keep digging in here. Check this one out. This is the Pentaceratops, and its neck can go back and forth like that, and you can press this other button and he swivels back and forth. Did you know that the Pentaceratops were as tall as a 1-story building? That is super tall. I mean, just by the frill alone, look how tall that is. This is a massive dinosaur. Next up, we've got a classic T-Rex. And this one has a rubber textured body too, so the skin feels more realistic. And I believe if you move its tail, there we go, you can have its head go back and forth. All right, let's keep looking. We've got another giant King Kong figure here. Look at that, the king of the jungle. Here is an Albertosaurus. Look at that. This is a mostly green dinosaur. It's got that orange-red stripe along both sides. And this toy has a button that you can press to open and close his mouth. All right, I think I see a Mechagodzilla right here. Let's go ahead and pull him out. All right. This is a giant Mechagodzilla. It's like a foot tall maybe. And look at the length of that tail too. And it's pretty adjustable. You can move its legs, you can move his arms. But I don't think you can move his mouth though. So that is the only downside to this toy. But I really love the size of this thing. This really outsizes almost all of our dinosaur toys. This is so cool. What do we have here? Oh, look at this. This is a Velociraptor. Look at that, and it's even got a little device on its head too. I wonder what that's for. This figure is super adjustable too. I think this would make a great posable figure. And if you check out the claws on its feet, you can actually move them up and down, just as a Velociraptor would in real life. Here we have, oh boy, there's a lot of toys in here. Another giant Godzilla figure. This one has the blue spikes and it's super shiny on its back. And then the rest of his body is black. But don't forget those glowing red eyes. Ooh, here's one of my favorite dinosaurs again, the Velociraptor. It's got movable arms and legs, and it has some cool coloring too. It's mostly brown, and it's got those gray stripes on its back. I think that this Velociraptor would really camouflage into the jungle really well. And guess what? We've got another Velociraptor with different coloring. Check this one out. This is like a light tan with green stripes on top. Do you think that this one would camouflage into the jungle well? Ooh, we've got another big dinosaur in here. Let's pull it out and see. All right, a huge Stegosaurus. And I really like the coloring on this one. Look at that, it's got the green all along its spine, and then a light tan, and then brown. So this one very well could camouflage into the jungle as well. But check out those spikes. Those are massive spikes. They could easily hurt another dinosaur. And there's a button that you can use to swing it back and forth. Isn't that cool? Ooh, I see a really cool dinosaur over here. This one's super bright. Look at that bright yellow and the brown. This is a Suchomimus, and it's got two action buttons. The first one activates its mouth, and the second button activates its tail. That is so cool. It kind of, in a way, looks like a raptor, but not quite. You can see that it's got a large spine along its back, and then the mouth and its face is totally different too. What else do we have in here? Oh, look at this. We've got another T-Rex. I think this one's a little bit smaller than the other T-Rexes we've seen in this haul. But look at that. It's got the battle damage on its side, and it has a rubber skin all over its body. So it's flexible, it's bendable, and this is pretty cool. All right, here is one of what I think is one of the most ferocious dinosaurs in Jurassic World, the Indoraptor. These dinosaurs are super smart and super cunning, and their black and gold coloring on their skin is super cool, and I bet it helps them sneak around in the dark too. All All right, what do we have here? Oh, we've got a little Kong, and I think we've got another small Kong too. Look at these. These are pretty identical in size, but they have some big differences in color. Look at this. This one has a blue and purple coloring on its arms and shoulders, and this one is more normal color. But you can see that it's got some battle damage. This one actually has the same battle damage too, and you can just take the piece off whenever you want to show it, just like that. And of course, they've both got their awesome battle axes. All right, another giant T-Rex. This one has a button right on its top that you can use to activate its mouth. And look at the size of those teeth too. All right, just a few dinosaurs left. Let's see what else we've got. Ooh, we've got a giant pterodactyl right here. The wingspan of this toy has to be maybe like a foot long. That is huge. Look at its head too. It's got that orange stripe along the top of its head, all the way to the top of the horn. All right, look at this one. This is the Mosasaurus, and in real life, this dinosaur is huge and it lives in the ocean. Do you remember the Mosasaurus from the Jurassic World movies? I believe it ate an Indominus Rex at the end. That was super cool. And it's got some battle damage on the side too that you can open and close. All right, and here is our final King Kong of the bin. This one has sound effects too. Look at that. His arm is poised and ready to swing and punch at other dinosaurs. Wow, look at the size of this one. I think it's a velociraptor. Look at those claws on its feet. Do you know if this is a velociraptor? Let me know in the comments below. Look at all those teeth. And look at the coloring on this one too. It's like spotted black and orange. That is super neat. And over here, we've got a pteranodon with battle damage. Look at that. You can open and shut it, so now it's fully healed. Plus, when you move the legs, its wings flap back and forth. That is super cool. I really like that function actually. Just a few dinosaurs left. Over here, I think this is an Ankylosaurus. Look at all that armor on its back, and then the massive tail. And then this looks to be a hybrid between a Triceratops and a Stegosaurus. Look at those spines on the top and the frill, and then it's got those spikes on the tail too. And our final two dinosaurs of the haul. We've got a Velociraptor here. It's even got a little button right there. I don't think there's any batteries in it though. And then we've got a little baby T-Rex. Look at that. I think this is a little bandage to help the T-Rex heal. Thanks for joining me today and checking out all my favorite Jurassic World, Godzilla, and King Kong figures. I'll see you next time. Hello and welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaur channel. I'm super excited for you to be here today. Today we are unboxing a bunch of T-Rexes, Indominus Rexes, Velociraptors, Endoraptors, and a whole lot more. So I'm super excited to jump into this. We even got some brand new T-Rexes that I just bought that we're gonna check out as well. So I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and dive in. Welcome back, everyone. I'm super excited to get started with you today. Today we are unboxing from my collection all of my King Kong and Godzilla figurines. Let's get started with this Mecha Godzilla figure right here. This one's ginormous. With the tail, it might be 2 feet long in total. This is really cool. It's got the opening and closing claws in the front, movable arms, movable legs, the tail swivels, and the face is just awesome too. Look at that. Look at those eyes. That's so cool. Next up, we got this ginormous King Kong figure right here. The arms go up and down. Even the wrists are adjustable. His jaw opens and closes just a little bit. But one of the coolest features is it's got this swiveling action. So you can set him up like this, and if you want him to punch other figurines, wham, 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 wham. So this one is about a foot tall as well. So this is one of my largest King Kong and Godzilla figurines as well. All right, moving on to the ginormous Godzilla right over here. This is the biggest Godzilla figurine that I have in my collection, and look at it. Standing up, I'd say it's probably around a foot high, but look how big its body is, and then its tail. It might even go maybe 2 or 3 feet as well. I really like using this Godzilla figurine in our battles because it's so big and so scary looking. All right, moving on, we've got another King Kong figure right here. A little bit smaller than the last one, but check it out. You can see it's got some battle damage. It doesn't require any batteries or anything like that, so it doesn't make any noise, but this one's still pretty large as well. Look how big that is. All right, let's take a look at this blue Godzilla right here. It looks a little bit like a old school classic Godzilla, but look at this blue finish that it has all over. And the gold tipped claws right there too. Look at that face, got the red eyes. You can see the tongue and the teeth right there. And of course, the spikes on its back. And these ones, for this figure, are blue, like the rest of its body. This one is one of my favorite Godzilla figurines right here. Check out the coloring on this and like the flexibility with its tail. This one is super dynamic with how you can move it. And even with its face, check it out. But the reason that I like this one is because it's fire. Look at that. It's ferocious. It's got like the spikes, but they're like flaming spikes. So this one is really cool. One of my favorites. Next up is this figurine from the Godzilla series. And this is the Anguirus figurine from the Godzilla Final Wars collection. Look at all these spikes on its back, and interestingly, they're all kind of like facing forward. Do you see that? We've got the long tail here with the spikes at the end. And check out that face. That is a mean looking face, and it's got those horns on the top of its head, also facing forward as well. That's very interesting. And here we've got a smaller King Kong figure. And this one does have sound effects in it. See this button in the back right here? Let's go ahead and press that and see what happens. It's making that snarling face. It's got movable arms, movable legs, and all that. Which one should we pull out next? Let's try this Godzilla right here. Another large Godzilla action figure. This time, it's got the purple spikes on its back, the 3 ridges, the 3 lines going down its back, movable legs, movable arms, and even the tail swivels as well. This is a pretty lightweight figurine though. You can tell that it's hollow on the inside, and you can actually see that it's kind of squished. Not sure why that is, but it is hollow. We've got another large Godzilla figurine right here, very similar to the last purple one, but instead, this figurine is blue. So it's got the blue spikes on its back, the 3 lines of spikes. The tail moves just like the other one, the legs and the arms. And look at that face. It's got those red eyes too. Oh my goodness, we have so many Godzilla figurines in here. Look at this other one. This is another one of those super adjustable figures. Look at how its tail moves. And its arms has a lot of points of articulation. And its legs. Check out that face right there. Now look at the painting on those spikes and even on the rest of its body. You can tell it's super textured. It looks very realistic, which I really like. Now look what we have here. Another Godzilla figurine. Oh, a Mecha Godzilla. But it's like a miniature version. It's like a model. So it's got that huge head and the little body and tail. And none of the parts move on this one, so this is more of a collectible. But still looks very cool. I think I'll end up putting this one on my shelf. Alright, I see a gold one down here. I think this is another one of the big Godzilla figurines. Yeah, so this one's around the same size as the blue and purple one. But instead, as you can see, it is gold all over the body and on the spikes and the tail. Everywhere has that gold coloring on it. And it's like, see with the texture, it's like mixing with black, which is really cool. What's this one over here? Let's see. Oh, look at this. This is a King Kong figure. It's got the longer arms than what the other figures had. And its face is even meaner than the other figures we've seen so far. Look at that. Let's dig in here and pull out another Godzilla. This is another one of those Godzilla figurines that's like super detailed. Look at that blue, and there's like a little bit of white as the highlight. And I just love these figures. You can even move its neck around so you can turn its head. You can move its arms. You can swivel them. All right, here it is. So I believe that this is the atomic breath attachment for this dinosaur. So what you can do is actually open its mouth and then fit it right in its mouth, and it'll stay there. So if you're doing like a stop motion video or taking pictures with him, it'll look like he's shooting the atomic breath out from him. Very neat. Next up, we've got this Godzilla figurine with a super long tail, and this one is from the 2016 Shin Godzilla movie. So let's see, we've got, it's like glowing red chest and that same glowing red along its back with the spikes. It's got a mean looking face, and then the glowing red at the end of the tail as well. Look how long that tail is. That's like longer than the body of Godzilla. Alright, let's see what else we've got. Oh, look at this one. So this is a Godzilla, but this is the third form Godzilla. So you can see you've got its legs starting to stick out there, and it's still got the spiked back, the 3 rows, and it's got a fully functional mouth and eyes, but the arms have not quite come through yet. And again, even with this one too, look at the length of that tail. That's probably longer than the length of the body. Very cool. And here we've got a smaller King Kong figure. And you can see on the chest, just like some of the other ones, it's got the battle damage, the 3 stripes from getting slashed by Godzilla or a dinosaur, and it swivels on its waist and its arms. And there's no batteries for this one either, so there's no sounds or lights or anything on this one. But it's still a cooler King Kong figure to have. It's about, I don't know, maybe 6 inches tall. All right, let's keep digging. Ooh, you know what? I see another Mechagodzilla figurine right here. It's about 6 inches tall, and it's got a lot going on. I believe these are rockets on its shoulders, and there's just like so much gear, it looks like, all over its body. And this does have a metallic shine on it as well, even though it's made of plastic. It looks fairly close to metal, and I believe this version of Mechagodzilla is from the 2002 movie called Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. But let me know in the comments below if you've seen this one in another movie too. Let's keep digging. Let's see what we find here. Oh, here is a very large King Kong figure. You can see some battle damage on its chest. It's got this chain wrapped around its hand. It doesn't move, but it's there all the time. You can move the arm up and down. And this one doesn't require batteries either, so there's no sound effects or lights, but it swivels, its arms moves up and down. And this one stands at about maybe a foot tall as well, so it's very comparable to some of the other King Kong figures that we have. And here is another King Kong figure, a bit smaller. Look at that, it's got this like white snow finish all over it. So I think this is the Arctic Kong figurine. You can tell that he's been working and fighting in the snow. This figure is a bit smaller than some of our other King Kong figures, but I must admit, I do like this one a bit more because it is so adjustable with its arms and legs. You can do almost any pose with this figure, which I think is super cool. All right, we've still got a lot more in here. Let's keep going. Ooh, check out this Gigan figurine from the Godzilla series. And this one is pretty colorful. You've probably noticed that with a lot of our Godzilla figurines, a lot of them are like darker colors. So I definitely appreciate that this figure from the Godzilla series has this bright red on the back. So this one really pops. Let's look at its face. It's got this massive horn on the top, and then even right next to its mouth on the sides, you can see it's got those horns there. So this one, I'm sure, would be very lethal to battle against. Look at those. And now we've got a smaller Godzilla figurine, very similar to the other ones we've had, but it's got the black body and then the very shiny blue spikes on its back. This one's jaw doesn't open and close, but the arms and legs are movable too. So this one's still pretty usable and versatile. And look here, we've got another similar Godzilla figurine, but look at the spikes on the back. In this one, they're like kind of see-through. You can see my finger on the other side, but there's still like a cool blue hue to them. And on this one, the jaw does open and shut as well. Look at that. See that? Look at that, attention to detail right there. And the tail swivels too. Let's keep going. Next one is this Godzilla figurine here, which I believe is the second form Godzilla. So check it out. You can see its arms are starting to form on its side right there, but it's already got the spikes on the top. It's got the red in the front, and its mouth and head is pretty close to fully formed as well. So this is a pretty cool one to have in my collection. Let's see. Ooh, we've got another smaller King Kong figure right here. But unlike the other one that had the snow on the top, this one's got, I think that's the atomic breath coloring on its arms and a little bit on its side too. You can see a little bit of blue. Ooh, and a little bit of blue on its chin too. So just like the other smaller Kong figure that we saw, the arms and legs are very adjustable, which I really like. All right, here we've got another Godzilla figurine, and check out the fiery coloring on its chest, on its legs, and look at that on its spikes on its back. I like how it fades into the fiery orange color. Look at that mean look on his face. His head swivels back and forth. The arms are moving, the tail spins. And this is a medium-sized figure, I'd say. But I do love that fire coloring on its body. And here we've got a smaller Godzilla figurine. And once again, we've got the black body, but a different colored spikes. We've had blue, we've seen some, I think we had some red ones and some orange ones. This one is purple, check that out. And these spikes are huge too. That's probably like 2 or 3 inches on its back. And as usual, tail moves, the legs move, the arms move, but on this one, the head doesn't move, so it's looking just straight forward. And look at those eyes on it too. See that little blue dot in its eyes. I see right here is another smaller King Kong figurine, and once again, check out the movability on its arms and its legs. And like the other ones, I forgot to mention earlier, but these do have this battle damage right on its shoulder. So when you take it off, you can see the red underneath as if he's wounded. So you can take that on and off while you're playing with a toy. And for this one, we've got the battle axe ready in hand for a fight. Check out that battle axe. All right, let's see what else we've got. Oh, look at here. This is the Mothra larva from the Tokyo SOS movie. And look at that, you can even twist its neck side to side like that. And I believe we actually have the Mothra adult figure right here as well from the same movie. Look at the coloring on its wings too. And it's got that little itty bitty face and arms. But yeah, these wings are ginormous. Very neat. All right, we're just about done with this bin. I can see this other Godzilla figurine. Look at this. It's got the orange coloring in the front, and it's got the orange on the spikes as well. The head swivels, the legs move, the arms move. And this is another, like, I'd say medium-sized Godzilla figurine right here. That is awesome. All right, look at this one. This is the Rodan figurine from the Godzilla series. And look at the wingspan on this. And it's got the yellow body, and you can tell that that's like armor plating on it right there. So this one's pretty protected. It's got the beak, and I think those are horns on it as well. Tell me in the comments below, do you remember in what movie Rodan fought Godzilla? Comment below and let me know. All right, we're just about done. We've got a lot of little figurines in here. Let's go through them really quickly. So we've got a bunch of small Godzillas right here. You can see this one's blue with black. See this one's like mostly black. Check out this one here. It's got the blue spikes. Oh, and look at this one. We saw this version of Godzilla a little bit earlier. Do you remember that orange coloring? We've got this other smaller Godzilla. Check this one out. This is a miniature Mechagodzilla, and look at those rockets on its shoulders too. That is intimidating. Want to see more dino videos? Click the subscribe button now.